Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today. For real, I know it has been a while. It has been a long while and there's a reason. It's not that I wanted to leave, but strange things have happened in the last year and a half as it has for everyone. So what ended up happening was that I live in New York City and COVID hit here very hard, as everyone knows. It was a really bad outbreak, unfortunately, and so New York basically completely shut down. Who's ever seen anything like this? It completely shut down. Businesses, it was actually interesting. I'm in a job at this time where I can work from home. And so I was able to completely work at home the whole time. I did have to go in at one time to go into the office to pick up some like paperwork or something that was left behind, and then they were moving floors. It was a big story. So I had to go in and take care of a few things, and Midtown was completely empty. It was so odd. I took a cab in and was walking around because, you know, my neighborhood, well, yeah, it was dead too. It was completely dead. But going into Midtown, unless you live here, I can't really explain it. It was absolutely crazy and a little unnerving, really unnerving. So anyway, I kept working from home, dealing with, of course, everything that's happening, you know, the COVID thing, being locked down. And I have a roommate, but he works in the service industry. So of course his industry was completely torn apart during this time. And then I had a friend who lost a job, and this person needed to stay somewhere, you know, until they got situated. Now it's difficult because I live in a I live in an apartment that's made for like 1 or 2 people. 3 is going to be really tough, really, really tough. And it was, and I'm still in that situation. So it's really hard to tape between working long hours and then having people here all the time, you know, talking or, watching TV or music. It's daunting sometimes. And so I have no real personal time to myself. And that's when I would usually do this, is because, you know, when my roommate was working, then I could videotape and do what I needed to do. And I haven't been able to do that. So it's nearly impossible. And so that's why I say I don't know when I'll be able to continue this until things settle down. So who knows? You know, not upset. There's a lot of people who had a lot worse happen. So not complaining. It just is right now. And I'd rather help people out. In the long run, makeup and making videos really doesn't matter in comparison to people's lives and livelihoods. So there you go. Love you guys. But it's, you know, I need to be serious about, you know, there's things that are more serious than makeup. So it's interesting because during that time, I think all of us reevaluated our lives and things and career paths and things that we want to do. And I've been doing that as well. I wasn't sure if I still wanted to do this after a while, but then I was like, no, I actually really miss it. What I did realize is that, look, there's a lot of consumerism, and I think what we saw during this time was that companies, makeup companies, beauty companies came to a complete halt. Everything went into skincare because people need skincare even in lockdown. But makeup completely died off. You know, there weren't that many releases. And actually, I found it a breath of fresh air. I was kind of happy because I'm like, I'm not being bombarded with all this stuff, and I don't feel the need to buy all this. And it actually taught me I don't need to buy all this. And that actually really worked well for me. I'm actually very happy about that. I started looking at my collection, realizing I have way too much. I want to start decluttering things. Actually, just in general. As you can see, my room is different. Yay! Yes, I redecorated the whole apartment. It looks wonderful. I'm starting to get rid of things. I'm going through and really simplifying my life because that makes me happier, you know? So yes, I still love makeup. I'm still going to buy makeup. I'm just going to cut down on my collection, and I'm going to be doing a lot of decluttering videos and swatching videos. And that's my goal for the rest of this year and through the next year, is to get through everything, which is going to be nearly impossible, but I'm going to try and sort it out. You know, skincare, I'm still going through. I have a lot of that. I've gotten through so many empties. It was amazing. Going through my clothing. I don't think anyone wants to see a video of that, of me decluttering it. I have a lot of clothes, and I've gotten rid of a lot, you know, and selling a lot and donating a lot. And I actually want to do more. So it's been really kind of a breath of fresh air. You know, I know what I want to focus on more in life. I've been studying languages. Still doing Spanish, I understand well enough, but French, Italian, and Korean. I love Korean. I started dabbling in Romanian and oh gosh, what was the other one? And Dutch, which is ridiculous. You know, you're really not going to use it. It's just, I gotta be honest with you, Romanian is one of the most beautiful languages. I think French is just gorgeous, and then Romanian's right there. And Korean's just fun. I love you, Korea. So I've been doing things like that, you know, working with my guitar, doing other things that I wanted to do, studying for things that I want to do in the future, just focusing on things I haven't been able to do. I've got a lot of plants. I know a lot of people have gotten into plants during this. I think people want pets and plants to keep them company. I have a bunch of succulents in that window. That's why it's hard to tape during certain times of day, because the sun blares in, and the succulents love it. I have plants in the windows here. I've been growing succulents from seeds and lithops. How cool is that? Yeah, maybe I'll put in a picture of some of my lithops. Yay, buddies. It's been a lot of fun. There's just so many things that I wanted to do, and I finally was able to do, and this kind of put it in perspective. So, you know, it's been difficult. You know, there's been a lot of loss, so I don't want to make light of it. Actually, I did lose a couple people during that time. Some not to COVID, some to COVID, which was difficult, of course. The stress, you know, the city has changed a little bit in New York City. It's definitely changed. It isn't what it once was without tourism and business people coming in. And, you know, it's not what it once was. I went in at night like a couple weeks ago for the first time, and I was like, ooh, it's just not the same. But it will come back. But it's been very stressful. Let's put it that way. It's just, you know, I live in the city, but I don't live in like Midtown and things like that. So you're kind of, it's weird when everything hit, you're kind of stuck in the neighborhood you're in, and that was it. And so it's been interesting. But that's where I've been. That's where I've been. And I'm happy to be back, but I don't know how much I'll be able to do, because I can't go onto a regular schedule because there's always people here. One's went to visit family, and the other one is out. So it's like, thank God. And I love them. I love them with my whole heart, but sometimes you need you time, and I need some me time, and I'm not getting enough of it. But yeah, so that is where I've been. I'm good. I hope you are too. Again, thank you for the 5 or 6 people who will watch this and go yay. And to those who don't, it's okay. They won't even know. And it's okay, because again, my intention was never to make a job out of this. My intention, you know, like I have no interest in TikTok. I know that's the newest thing, but honestly, I think the security issues are something that people aren't taking seriously. And so I'm like, I'm not doing that, because I work in a field where you, right now it's not, I bounce around, but where I'm at, it's kind of frowned down. It's frowned upon for security reasons, and I do believe it. Look at the TikTok thing, so I won't be joining that. I mean, people are just so easy to kind of hand that stuff over. But then again, being on YouTube, it's the same thing. People can track you down too. I guess maybe it's just me being a nervous Nelly, but I also just have no interest in the platform. So I'm here. I do need to put I do have an Instagram page, so maybe if there's interest, I'll put that up. But I'm not really big into social media so much. But this was never meant for a career for me. It never was. That's not why I was doing it. I'm not doing it for PR, you know, for free anything, for sponsorship. That was never it. I have jobs. I have interests. This was just something fun to do on the side. I have no interest in that. So I don't care if I had 1,000 subscribers for the rest of my life and that was it. I'd be happy with it. I don't care. That's the reality. So there you go. You know, so that's why I'm okay with being irregular with videos and things, even when I could, because it's just not my main focus, you know. But does it bring in a huge audience? That's okay. That's all right. Doesn't need to. So, you know, there you go. So that's where I've been. I hope you and your family and friends are doing well. And I'm glad to be back and putting up a few videos here and there until I have to disappear again because of a full house. But yeah, life is still good. So until next time, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.